Okay, so yeah, they did a little 7-minute Nintendo Direct, and they revealed the new Pokemon games coming for Switch finally, and it looks pretty good, man. You get to pick Sword or Shield. We don't have any idea what that pertains to. Cody, you were thinking maybe that's like it's gonna be like 100-year war kind of
I
thing.
think I just no, I just think it's a throwback to the Hundred Years' War.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I just think it's a like a that's the only thing I can think of. Either that or just like the knights that are
Yeah,
part of UK's history. You know what I
it
mean?
definitely
Like
looks like it's like a European setting, just the way
they
the
show
map
Big Ben.
looks.
They show Big
Oh,
Ben.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, there's the giant
Like
clock tower.
the
Yeah,
yeah, it's the UK,
very
but
industrial.
yeah, it's like Industrial Revolution time frame.
Yeah, it's hella got that going on. Um,
Right.
it looks pretty sweet. I'm gonna be Team Shield because obviously that's the better choice of the two.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm probably gonna get Shield too.
I'm wondering if they're gonna have the colored cartridges for the games like they used to have for like the Game Boy Advance and shit. What do you mean?
I mean, I won't buy it, but I want it.
No. They've
No,
already got
they're blue and red.
colors. Blue and red,
They're
buddy.
blue and red.
Kind of a pink. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm only gonna buy it digitally, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
it'd be cool if they did that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I always like that. Like the other day, I came across a Donkey Kong 64 cartridge, and it's just this big
yeah,
fat yellow cartridge. Just like, oh, that's
right,
neat. That's very Nintendo.
right.
Yeah. Um. So, have you guys seen the three starters, the new starters for this generation?
Invisiboy, yeah, I liked
Invisiboy,
Invisiboy.
yeah, he looks pretty good, man.
I, I don't
I
know
like
his
his
actual. I
little
don't know any of their
arms.
actual names.
Yeah, honestly, I don't recall. They're kind of whatever. But everyone that I've talked to has agreed that like specifically the Fire Rabbit looks like super generic. Like his design is just very unappealing.
Look, they need.
Right? Dude, yeah, I've
I
always gone Fire as well, and
I need them to make it like a fire psychic or something, um, just for like shits and giggles. And
buddy.
I want my rabbit to be the rabbit from the Tricks commercials.
Oh my
That's what I
God.
want.
Missed opportunity. Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I
yeah,
think
we
it's
got to
too
get
long.
this going right now.
That's what I thought of. Yeah, that's what I thought of. I was like, silly rabbit tricks are for kids. That's what I thought. I just saw it.
Yeah, when are we getting the Pokemon that's based on famous cereal franchises? Can we get
Right, right.
that edition?
Yeah.
Um,
I'd buy it. Fuck it.
so
Oh
I
God.
feel like now that Pokemon's on the Switch, the 3DS is done. There's nothing left there.
No, but I think that was a. I do agree with that, but I think that was calculated. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because the 3DS has been around for a long, like 10 years. I
Yeah,
don't
dude,
know.
it's weird to think
It's
how
been a
long it's
long
been
ass time,
there. And
but
it basically carried Nintendo for a while.
it did well. The Wii, we can't forget about that.
Yeah,
But
no, the Wii
through the
was
Wii,
huge.
yeah, the Wii U years though, for sure. Like
Oof,
there wasn't.
dark days.
Yeah, like 3DS was the only thing going for Nintendo, and now Nintendo's got the Switch. And look, I tell you what, the Switch, I don't like. I won't lie, I don't play it all the time. It's the best travel machine though.
Yeah.
It's great for like when I was flying back to the States and stuff like that. Sitting there playing Tangle Deep or whatever, or just doing whatever. Play some Skyrim. Fuck it, I don't
Yeah,
care.
whatever
You got
game you want, you can
yeah,
just play it
right.
handle.
Especially now compared to when it originally released, kind of thing. And
Hmm.
now, like the game library is pretty decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of its own like exclusives, including Pokemon and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I just I have a rant that I want to go on about Pokemon, but I'm gonna.
No,
I don't know if I should.
This could be the
you're
Honestly,
time.
fine. I just
um,
realized my mic was muted for the first 20 minutes of the stream, so that'll be fun.
It's gonna be people not hearing what we were arguing about.
Yeah, dude. Why didn't anyone watch the first 20 minutes?
And I also totally forgot to start. I forgot to open Audacity apparently, or no, it's open,
okay.
but I didn't press record. So
yeah,
the first
Tony
20.
said he wasn't going to be able to. So
so the first 20 minutes of the show, it's literally just going to be you two on the podcast, with long truncated silence.
Yep.
It's gonna sound like I've been arguing with myself.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's gonna be the super cut now.
I might like just start the podcast, like I might like cut it when we start talking about Pokemon, because at least it's mostly you two talking until just now. Oh God. Plus, I guess we talked about Anthem ad nauseum last week. So
yeah. But anyways, this is my issue with Pokemon. All right, it looks great, it looks amazing or whatever, but God damn it, Nintendo, Niantic, take some chances, man, because you're going back to the well, and they're going back to the well for their hardcore players. But try and expand on this game. You got better hardware. Make Pokemon like Breath of the fucking Wild. All right,
Dude.
Just do it. I just feel like they're missing out on the ability to possibly make one of the best open world experiences ever, or ever. Just because you have such a hardcore player base already, right? And you even when you deviated from the norm with Let's Go, people still bought the shit out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the hardcore fans weren't super happy with it or whatever, but
still bought it though.
I want them to drop me into a world that I have no idea, and I want to be able, just like Skyrim, to be like, I like that mountain over there. Let me go see what's there, and go over there and explore for Pokemon. And maybe I end up in a cave, and I'm like, oh, there's Geodude and blah blah. And then like I find a little cliff in the cave, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck's down here? And it's like a magma chamber, and there's a fucking magmar there, like the actual like exploratory portion that goes into it, like you see in the anime and stuff. Like
it's like how you feel playing Pokemon Snap.
Right, like just take the leap, because it would improve. You don't have to get like, okay, I do think they need to get rid of these random battles or whatever. They went back to random battles in this or whatever, but I like the Pokemon on the overworld. I like, because it's a living, breathing world at that point.
Yeah.
It's not just RNG. You know what I mean? Like you might run into this guy in this area. You know what I mean? And then
fucking 45 minutes walking back and forth on one patch of grass looking for a goddamn Pikachu.
Right, and then my other thing about it is just like, it would be fun for people at that point, you know, if it's not like the super guided, you know, the roller coaster style of games or whatever, where, you know, you go to Route 1 and then Route 2 and then Route 3. If they just were like, all right, here's a map from the local area, go ahead and figure it out. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's just so much more that they could do, and they're scared to do it. They've been repeating the same formula for over 20 years. And it worked, don't get me wrong, but Let's Go proved that if you deviate from the formula, people are still going to buy it.
You say deviate from the formula. The changes from a basic Pokemon game to Let's Go are so mild, except for you took away a couple things. No, they are. They really fucking are. So the integration.
There's no IV training. There's no.
Right. There's no. I get what I know what the changes are, but like you took away trainer battles. You took away fucking random battles. You added in Pokemon on the overworld map, and you like. I get it. It's just. Other than that, it's Pokemon Blue and Red. It's Pokemon Yellow specifically, actually. Like it's not like it was some radically different game. They changed things, but it wasn't.
But it was also the most radical change that they've done.
But that's also my point. Right. So these are the most radical changes this company has ever made, and it was basically the same fucking game that they made 20 years ago still. This is Niantic. They are not going to give you the changes you're looking for.
This is not Niantic, bro. This is Game Freak. This is a Pokemon company.
Yeah.
I thought, they
Niantic
didn't
just does Pokemon Go.
Do that? Did they?
Yeah, Niantic,
not Let's Go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Niantic, yeah.
I thought.
I was ranking.
I thought that
was.
I
The other day and I forgot to correct you.
Yeah,
No.
I thought that was all one company. I didn't realize that Game Freak and I thought Niantic was like or Niantic, whatever. It was a branch off of them.
No, they
No.
just got the license basically to do Pokemon Go
Dude, they should license Pokemon out to
other companies.
to other companies. Then yeah.
Yes.
They need to license. Look, they need to license Pokemon out to CD Projekt Red to create
Buddy.
their world.
Oh my god.
They need to fucking
That'd
do
be
it.
phenomenal.
In 6 years,
I'm
years
just-
from now, I
I'm
will be
just
30
picturing Geralt.
34.
I'm just
Dude.
picturing Geralt like murdering a Charizard now with a sword and being really sad about it. Like that's immediately where my brain went.
Whoa,
Is that
it's
silver
about-
sword? Charizard's head lops off. Just
Ties that onto your horse.
Geralt
yeah.
might actually be taller than Charizard. That's the problem.
Huh?
Geralt might be actually, or Geralt might actually be taller than Charizard. I'm not sure what his canon height is, but Charizard is like 5'11".
See, every Pokemon makes no sense to me because when you watch the anime,
doesn't.
Charizard's fucking huge, and it's like he's 5'11". I'm like, how short are these people?
All right.
I mean, I
Well,
get
they're all
that.
Asian, Tim.
I get that they're Asians, but they're not that short. Fuck. All right. So,
All right, that's my rant about Pokemon. I just
Yeah,
need them
I
to
think that'd be great.
all right, you ready to rant more?
maybe.
Because
Not
we're
really.
gonna talk about Halo Infinite now. We're gonna go. So first off, for those who are not aware, Halo Infinite was announced at, I believe it was at E3 last year. They showed basically an engine trailer. They were showing off their new engine that they've built because the engine that all Halo games ran on up until 5 is about 20 years old. So new engine, about time, and it's being touted as the spiritual reboot of Halo, which I don't know about all that. So the last Bungie game for Halo, and people seem to forget that Bungie did Reach. I'm not crazy, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Reach was the last one.
people are like, oh, the last one they did was 3. I'm like, no, the last Master Chief game they did was 3. The last Bungie game was Reach, and 343 Studios had so 343, the studio that is now a branch off of Microsoft Studios that has taken over the Halo franchise. They took over after Reach, and that team, most of them actually were at Microsoft at the time and were helping Bungie with Reach. They were still involved in the project.
Yeah, they like tried to transition
Yep.
the people into Halo, basically.
Yep, and I guess, that was their first experience. I think all of them had been involved with Halo before that, but I think that was their first experience being more actively involved in it. I think that probably started with ODST, but Reach was the big one. So now, then they did Halo 4 and Halo 5. Actually, I sent you guys the link to that article and the interview. I watched that entire hour and 20-minute interview. And
There's not really a lot of info.
there's like no info about Infinite. It was mostly about the head of the studio, who I guess has been inducted into the Hall of Fame. By the way, how do you get inducted to the Hall? Like, I think it probably has a lot to do with the fact that it is a very big step for her to be, the figurehead at 343. So she started that studio essentially and took over. She saved Halo for Microsoft. Microsoft was probably going to shut Halo down otherwise.
Yeah.
But
Maybe they should have.
maybe they should have, because objectively speaking, in my opinion, Halo 4 and Halo 5 are by far, and the Master Chief Collection are by far the 3 weakest entries in the franchise.
Hold up. Why did you put the Master Chief Collection in there?
Because they did the Master Chief Collection. They did all the remaster and pushed it all out. That was
Okay.
343 that pushed that out, and they claimed responsibility for why it was such a broken train wreck.
Right.
Like, it was funny because when I was listening to her talk, she said that Halo 4, they felt like they got the campaign right and the story was super beloved. And in Halo 5, they feel like the story was pretty weak, but their multiplayer was really good. And I was like, Halo 4's story...
What story?
Right, like Halo 4,
It's fucking nonsense.
it's supposed to pick up at the end of Halo 3, or at least that's what you would assume, because it's the next entry in Master Chief's story. But I guess there was a book in between that nobody
Dude.
knew they published, that if you didn't fucking read the
Yeah.
book, then 4 didn't make any sense, and that was like everybody.
Literally.
4 made no
Everyone
fucking
that I
sense.
talked to that liked that game was like, "Oh yeah, you read the book, right?" Like, fuck no, I didn't read the book.
Right.
I played the
Like
game.
I've gone back and like skimmed the book. I've never read the book. I think I own the book still. I bought the book at one point. I started the book. I didn't finish it because I wasn't that enamored by the book. I'm sure it's good, but like I didn't think it was that
It
good.
was so bad. The campaign made no fucking sense. They're
Right.
at war with the Sangali again.
And there's no explanation
the-
for it.
No, not at all. And I also hated the multiplayer because it started introducing like heavy perk system stuff. And it was just like not Halo.
The heavy perk system stuff started with Reach, to be honest. Like
Okay, I mean, yeah, they had like the bubble shield and whatever.
sprints.
But I mean,
and
4 felt bad
jetpacks.
to me.
Yeah. I don't disagree. And then 5, she's like, oh, people love 5's multiplayer, but they don't love the story. No, nobody loves 5's multiplayer. The core gameplay of 5's multiplayer is fine, but when you start introducing fucking perk packs, so essentially loot boxes, and then the skins take forever, and there's just so many goddamn microtransactions in that game. No, I don't love the multiplayer. So she's like, we feel like we've got it right with Infinite with the way we're going. I'm like, you think that you did a really good job on the story in 4, and nobody I know thought that. You think you did a really good in the multiplayer in 5, and not many people actually think that. People play it because it's Halo, and there's not another option for a Halo multiplayer right now that's current, but, like, it's not that good. And now you're like, oh, we think we got it right with this one. Well, I'm not sure that I trust your judgment.
Dude, going back to Xbox Game Pass or whatever, if Game Pass PC had the Master Chief Collection, I would have it right now.
Oh god.
Because those games.
If I could play Halo 2 on PC, are you kidding me? That'd be amazing.
If I could play any of those games on PC.
Yeah.
Well, Halo 3 you could never play on PC because they hate us, but
Yeah. Big red.
But I do agree with you. Like, Halo fell off a fucking cliff, dude. Like, I have Halo 5. I'm good. Very, very good. I have Halo 4. The only reason I played co-op through the campaign with my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened. There's robots. I don't know why, but there's robots.
Right,
So,
you get to the end and it's like, what?
right?
yeah, I don't know. I think my cousin was able to fill me in because he read the book because he knew about it because he's a super nerd like that. I'm not. I'm not trying to read a book about a video game generally. I think exceptions to that would probably be like The Witcher or maybe Metro because those games actually spawned from the books originally. But yeah, no, I have no faith in Halo at this point. Like, literally zero. I really hope now, we talked about it last time, but now that Bungie is separated from Activision, we can get our Halo fix from them, basically, or whatever, because they'll fix testing.
Definitely.
See.
Yeah. So 343, I think they realize that the image of Halo is just so degraded, and that's why they want Infinite to be this like reboot for the series. But I don't know what they're gonna fucking do,
I mean,
honestly.
if you give me
They're gonna remake Combat Evolved, because if they do that, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm gonna be
Right.
like, really?
Yeah.
All these years
No,
later.
see,
You're not Pokemon. You can't do this.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
They get a pass, but you guys.
Yeah.
Nope. Maybe if it was made by Bungie, but it's not.
No, it's
So.
not. Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, I own every Halo game. I with the exception of Halo Wars 2. I don't own Halo Wars 2, but I own Halo Wars. I own the fucking shitty PC games that you can get on Steam, the little top-down shooters. Like, I own them. They're actually kind of fun. They're not bad, but they're pretty short and they're all right. But like, fucking, I love Halo, and I am not. I'll buy it. I know I will. I probably won't buy it on release because I'm not optimistic, but I'll buy it.
They just need to put it on Game
Be
Pass.
sad.
Yeah.
They just
I
need to
mean,
go.
probably.
I
will.
mean,
I'll do that for my
I-
$1,
I-
and then I'll be I'm done with this shit.
Yeah.
right, but I think Justin's right. I do think the image is so bad. It's the same thing with Crackdown. It was because Crackdown 2. I don't even know when that came out. Honestly, it like flew under the radar, and I don't think it was very so. And then Crackdown 3 had all these issues, so they just put it on Game Pass,
dude.
and people play it. Same thing with
Right.
Halo. Image sucks. Don't think people are gonna buy it? Throw that bitch on
Yeah.
Game Pass. Fuck
See,
it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think the image of Halo for the past 2 games is bad, but I still think there is that aura around it because it is Xbox's only legitimate big exclusive, right? Like, I
Dude,
can't
yeah.
think of too many exclusive titles on Xbox well, one, I can't think of too many to begin with at this point, and two, I can't think of any others that are really stand out other than maybe Gears of War.
Yeah,
It's probably Gears of War and Halo are their two biggest ones.
absolutely. Think
And,
about the term Halo killer. You remember that?
yeah,
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, and you know what?
It's a legendary IP.
You know what's funny about that? Like, fucking, nah, you know, never mind. It's just they did that. They did everything to themselves. Like, I want Halo Infinite to be good. I want it to be like the trailer that they showed made it look like Valhalla on Halo 3. Remember that map?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
Halo
looked like.
7.
If you give me Valhalla and you give me a modern Halo shooter and you give me a good fucking campaign, I don't mind fighting Coveys. If I'm fighting the Coveys, that's fine. Just give me an explanation as to why at the beginning of the game I'm fighting Coveys when I'm like, hey, what the fuck? At the end of the last game, I was all
Yeah.
buddy with the Arbiter and we were at peace. And there was no fucking explanation for
Yeah.
what's happening here. Like that's like a cutscene. A fucking cutscene. Before that,
Hey, so my phone's apparently overheating, and
Oh,
my
shit.
app is about to close in 20 seconds.
Okay, understood.
well, what
So,
are
yeah.
your final thoughts then, Cody?
I love you guys.
That's perfect. I love
And
you too, Cody.
he was never seen or heard from again.
That was freaking perfect.
Oh, that's great timing. Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't realize that
I-
the Discord video would kill his phone.
Yeah, holy shit. Shitty phone, dude.
I guess. Get a new phone.
Get the new
bitch.
get the Razor 2.
Right?
$500.
Oh, he's
God.
back.
No.
What happened? Wait, are you
No.
on your laptop now?
He's having problems.
Hear me?
Yes. Can you
Yeah,
hear
we can
us?
hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
I
having
can't hear you.
he's having the
No.
same problem. So, background
Oh,
for
Jesus.
anybody
All right,
watching
look,
or
final
listening.
thoughts real quick. Get Game Pass, play Crackdown 3, and then get rid of Game Pass. I love you all. Have a good night.
So, quick background to those who don't know why we laugh so hard at that. So last time that oh god, why is this doing this? What?
Oh man, you broke the stream. What is happening?
I didn't break it. It broke when. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh, I have forehead.
That's sweet
Oh,
light screen.
oh no.
buddy.
I can't fix it. I can't fix it.
I'll carry on in your stead, Tim.
Okay, yeah,
So
you talk.
one of the most lasting things about Halo, I feel like what it's put forth for other games to use is
Ah, there we go.
the feeling of being on equal footing with other players and weapons being on the map for you to just go and like fight over and take, and then using them to kick ass. I feel like a lot of BR games tap into that kind of feeling. Like it's randomized where the shit is, but it's the same feeling of like, oh, I got this gun, I fucking love this gun, and then you find something else and you're like, ooh, I want this instead. Like, oh, Needler, piece of shit, give me that fucking battle rifle, you know? I feel like I really get those vibes from BRs. And we'll probably see like a Halo BR with Infinite. That's one thing that I did see Bonnie talk about in her interview. She was like, I mean, mate, will it be something we call a battle royale? I don't know. We'll see. Like,
I hope not.
weird shit.
I wouldn't mind having a battle royale mode in the game. Like, if that's a gameplay type in the game, as long as it's not the core of the game.
Yeah, if Halo Infinite was just a BR game, that would be incredibly disappointing.
Yeah, and it'll have a campaign. And that's the one thing that I will give them props for. Even though I don't think their campaigns have been good at 343, they are still trying. And you can't deny that they put a lot of effort and a lot of work into the story for 4 and 5, even though I don't think it was well executed. I don't think it was anywhere up to the legacy of the Halo franchise. It was still, you could tell that they put a lot of effort into it. The graphics in the game are beautiful. They clearly put a lot of thought and effort into crafting this story, even though it made no goddamn sense to us.
Yeah.
It really didn't, but they I will give them full credit for trying, because you do see a lot of franchises abandoning that and going just for multiplayer. Call of Duty is guilty of that now, especially with going with a true BR game in
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Blackout.
Every VR game.
Every BR game is absolutely guilty of it. Fucking I'm not gonna accuse Battlefield of it, but Battlefront, which is done by the same studio, they don't have a
Yeah.
campaign, and there was no campaign in the original
Never really
Battlefront
did,
games,
right.
but when I
There
heard,
were good modes that you could play though.
yeah, and when I heard that Battlefield was doing Battlefront, I was like, oh, there's gonna be an epic ass
A
campaign,
sweet campaign.
and there's
right.
nothing. There was nothing. So
Yeah. Oh,
and
that was a huge opportunity that they could have really like made something really cool
yeah,
in Star Wars.
right. And with even one of yours and mine's favorite shooters, right? Overwatch. There's no the story is there.
Right.
If you
Via
dig.
multimedia,
Yeah.
if you look, that's just like Halo 4, it's like, oh yeah, if you read the book,
Yeah.
it's great. Like Overwatch, if you watched all these videos, these characters are fascinating.
Yeah. But if you just play the game, it feels shallow. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. So I think that I do give them effort for, they're not pooling all of their resources into just making a multiplayer game. They're trying to still do both. And
Yeah,
that's
respectable.
It's respectable. It's admirable that they're doing that. They just need to do it better.
Exactly. It's got to stand on its own two legs.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping that Infinite lives up to that, because there's a reason that Halo's a beloved franchise, and there's a reason that
Right.
that there was a lot of disappointment with the last two games, and I am hopeful, because I'll never accuse that team of not caring. I think they care. I just think that they haven't so far lived up to Bungie's legacy, which is a tall fucking task. Like,
Yeah.
it is very much like asking, for example, like what happened with Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
same
they-
kind of thing.
yeah, they opened an entirely new studio, entirely new team, and said, "All right, make a Mass Effect game."
Right.
It wasn't gonna work. Like,
Buddy.
just on the
Ugh.
surface, that's a bad idea.
That's
So
too much to ask for.
right, and that's I'm hoping that their third try around is gonna be good, but yeah. So unfortunately for Cody, he's gonna miss out on our next topic. We did touch on Skyrim Together a little bit last week, and then some new information came to light for me. I didn't know this. That Skyrim Together, the developing team, has been apparently accused for a very long time by a very popular mod, Skyrim Script Extender, of stealing lines of code. And
Yikes.
it wouldn't be a huge deal. There are all kinds of mods that share code, that, like, there's drama in the modding scene for Skyrim a lot, unfortunately. But they're making $33,000 a month, and it's very much pissing off SKSE, because they're using our code in their mod, and we're not getting any money out of this.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's any such thing as a potential lawsuit for that, because I don't believe you can. I don't believe you can
Like,
copyright
how
the
does Patreon
code.
work, bro? Like,
Right.
what is going on there?
Well,
it's crazy.
It's even more so. How could, like, so SKSE is readily available for people to download, and there are all kinds of mods that use SKSE that need SKSE to function. So that code is out there, but almost all
But it's free.
it's free. It's free. All those other mods are free. So
Yeah.
I don't believe that anything in SKSE is copyrighted, and if it was, Bethesda would probably have a bitch fit about it, because you need Skyrim in order for a mod to function, and that's been an issue before, where mods have been shut down for making money using Skyrim's code.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, if it's free, whatever, do whatever you're doing, that's fine.
Yeah.
But as soon as you're starting to make money, that's when the publishers are like, well, I don't know about this.
Yeah, and so there's red flags for me with Skyrim Together, in terms of what Bethesda might do, in terms of potentially being sued by the SKSE team, And there's also a red flag in that we've been hearing lately, and we talked about last week, that the release date's going to be in 2019. But on their own Reddit, they recently, within the past week, have said that it is far from a public release.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty choppy. I like the idea of being able to play Skyrim multiplayer, but is, will it ever really come together? I don't know.
Yeah. So it's kind of at a point where I'm not really sold on it.
Yeah, I don't really care for like the comments I've seen the crew make in regards to their situation with the SKSE guys.
Yeah.
Seems kind of shitty. Don't care for it.
Yeah. And yeah, I still want to check it out, but they're walking a fine line, and there's going to be a point where I go, I just can't support you. Like, I just,
Right.
at some point you can't. So,
Yeah. Like I was thinking about like, oh, we could just sub to the Patreon to get access, but now I'm like, well, I don't know if I really want to do that now.
right. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it too.
Very questionable.
There's also another mod that I've written about before, when I was doing game reviews and blogs and articles and all that shit a year and a half ago, that I'm just being that we're here and are in need of talking about things that I would like to touch on a little bit, which is Skywind. So
Okay.
I don't know how much you know about Skywind.
Not much. I've just seen it around.
Okay.
It's like a total conversion, right?
Yes. So for those who don't know, Skywind is a total conversion mod of Skyrim that turns the game, the dialogue in it, the objects in it, the world into Morrowind, but running on Skyrim's engine, which is amazing. I can't wait for that. But I've also been following that project since 2014. And we're now in 2019, and I still get there's beautiful screenshots out there. I fully believe that they are committed to releasing it whenever they can get it into a playable state. But I'm starting to doubt that it will be in a playable state before we get Elder Scrolls 6 sometime in the 2020s. So by that point, what's the point? I'll probably just play Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, that's tough. Like Morrowind was super fun. Like I have a lot of really good memories about playing Morrowind, but
walking over the entire map with a staff of levitation, just literally
yeah.
walking.
Yeah, thinking about it, I feel like after Morrowind, the games became narrower and narrower in their focus, you know?
They have.
But yeah, I could definitely see that project just like never getting to where it needs to be. And would you say 2014 is when you started following it?
I believe so, and I think the project's even older than that.
That's like Bannerlord level. Like it's never gonna happen.
Fucking Bannerlord. Yeah, I've been getting my my new Mountain Blade fixed somewhere else recently, by the way.
Oh.
So I don't know if you've heard of a game called Freeman Guerrilla Warfare.
No idea.
Okay, so think Mountain Blade Warband. But also think Insurgency.
Oh, what?
So yeah, so you spawn on a map. It's you have a Makarov and 9 militia soldiers with you, and you move around on the map exactly like you would in Warband. There are no factions for you to join. You start out with your own faction at this point. It is an early access game, so it's still very early. I think it's about a year old now. But you spawn on the map with your soldiers. You can issue orders from a mini map in battle, but you get into scraps. You know, early game you're gonna want to fight obviously small bandit
looters
groups. Yeah, and then as you go on, you can conquer cities. There are semi-siege battles, although the siege battle is really more your army is sprinting at a town that is defended by a bunch of soldiers with your guns.
Right.
But it's there's like AK-47s, there's snipers, there's
fascinating.
Like,
it sounds just like Warband, yeah.
And it actually but with guns. And the gunplay is pretty satisfying actually. There's a bullet drop. There is, scopes that you can put on your weapons. There's attachments for your weapons. There's not like tons and tons and tons of weapons, but there's a decent variety. I think right now I have like a Mark 20 or I forget what they call it in the game. It's like an ML So it's a scar,
Some
basically.
made up. Yeah.
It's a scar. So it's a decent, marksman assault rifle, which
Mhm.
is perfect for me because I can't use a sniper yet. The snipers are all like late game shit.
Okay. Yeah.
But like it's super cool. There's armor in the game that's like, body armor, helmets. There's a Spetsnaz helmet. Like what's the why can't Tachanka? There's a Tachanka helmet.
Tachanka. Yeah.
There's a
big ol',
Tachanka
yeah,
helmet.
big ol'
So
metal bucket.
yeah, so it's a really cool game. I think you would enjoy the hell out of it, Justin.
Yeah,
Uh,
that sounds really good. It kind of sounds like with Fire and Sword.
it the gunplay is much better than Fire and Sword.
Right. But
Yeah.
I just remember the multiplayer for Fire and Sword was always like you and your squad of like 10 dudes versus them and their dudes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. There is melee combat in the game as well, but it's like combat knives and hatchets. The
Mhm.
AI will never use melee stuff. There's not like as far as I know, there's not like heroes to recruit at this point. But I'm
Mhm.
assuming that's gonna be in their plans because it's literally like it's Mountain Blade. Like
Yeah.
it plays like
Mountain with guns, dude.
yeah,
That
like,
sounds awesome.
yeah, it was.
You'll have to link me that one. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I definitely will. It's definitely a good game. And the other game, so I've this week I've played a lot of mixed genre games. Well, a lot. I've played a couple, because I wanted to play Warband, but I didn't want to play Warband. So
Right? It's like it's hard to go back and play Warband.
I've played
all this time later.
I put so many hours into Warband. I literally painted the map. I'm like probably the only friend I know who's actually conquered Warband.
Yeah.
Like all the way through like a full campaign, except I left one fortress, and that was right before they did Steam Sync for save files, and I had to reformat my hard drive. So that
No.
yeah, there was one fortress left
Aw.
that I was leaving on purpose too because I was like, I just kind of want to be able to fight the remaining
Keep
AI
fighting.
whenever I want and not
Yeah.
have to start over. So I was like, okay. There was actually an achievement I was going for. I can't remember what it was, but it was like it was a certain amount of leveling and like a certain stat line because I wanted to
Yeah.
have it just to have it.
Mhm.
And yeah, I had to format before that happened. So
Tragic.
yeah.
Truly tragic.
but yeah, the other game that I've been playing is called Rainfall, REIGN fall. And it's like a city builder, but also a third person slasher.
Oh.
So it's also a real time strategy game. So you build your city in like increments that happen in between, in between waves, enemy waves that spawn on the map.
Mhm.
And while you're doing it, you can build up your army, you can recruit hero units, you build defenses, you build your economy up, and you have to manage, food, stone, iron. There's a beer resource that you have to craft. You have to like craft, grain
important
fields.
stuff.
Well, like yeah, you have to like literally plant hops farms. Like you have to plant hops fields, build a hops farm, build a brewery, build a bar, and you start getting
Oh, jeez.
the beer
Pretty in-depth.
resource. Yeah, and then you can recruit hero units that require beer as a resource to craft. So that's pretty cool. It doesn't hold your hand at all. There is no tutorial to tell you how to build things up. It's literally just like experimenting and figuring it out yourself. So
That's
it's
kind of nice.
it's kind of nice. It's also going to be something that's going to turn a lot of people off the game, I think.
Yeah, I
because
feel like
there's-
tutorials is always like a 50-50. Like, depending on the game, people love it or hate it. Like,
yeah.
Apex Legends, I was like, why the fuck? What is this tutorial? It's just like, it taught me nothing.
Yeah, except for the ping system, it was like dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen how every game is like, yeah, we're going to add that ping system to our game now?
I hope so.
Fortnite just announced they're going to do it. Rainbow Six was like, yeah, we want to do that too. Like, yeah, please, every multiplayer game, add that because
Yeah.
it is too good.
I hate talking to people mostly because people are trash.
Yeah.
And they're just it would avoid so much cancer. If like say playing CS:GO, I could be like, "Hey, I could just, click my middle mouse button and my character would be like enemy long C." Like
Yeah.
that'd be great. Enemy cat. Like
So good.
that'd be perfect cuz I don't want to talk to those people.
Dude, people are so awful most of the time.
I don't want to hear what this guy supposedly did to my grandma last night. I don't care.
I want to sit here on the mic and hear somebody who's got their mic on, but they're not talking to me. They're just like talking to someone in the background, and they will not shut up.
Or they're blaring music to be a dick.
Yeah, there are too many situations where it's just not worth joining voice chat. So it's nice to have an in-game system in place that still gives you that tactical level of teamwork without sacrificing your mental wellness.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I completely agree with that. But yeah, I'm pretty much out of gaming topics to talk about, but we do have a couple of things to tease, a couple things that are in the works that we haven't announced on Facebook or Twitter yet that we'll kind of touch on here. So we are working on a new logo. Ian paid an artist from Fiverr to do a couple of logos for us. I know, Justin, you're working on a couple yourself.
I've got some things in the works.
And I'm also kind of just dicking around in GIMP to see if I can come up with anything. And we're gonna kind of maybe not pick one exclusively. We'll probably use like
use
different
them all
ones
for something. Yeah,
use them all for something. But we are working on a new logo, mostly because, and I didn't realize this when I put some of the merch stuff together, but some of it looks a little wonky with the logo on there. Little off. So we're working on that, and then with that, we're going to be working on new merch as well. That's going to have the new logos on there, and then we're also going to be at some point in the future, whenever I can get around to starting on it, we're going to be doing a website. Where we will not only host the live streams for myself, Justin, Cody, and if Ian ever decides to start streaming, I'll put one on there for him as well. I'll also set up blog sections for you guys so you can write about whatever you want, and we'll do posted game reviews as well. That'll also have our RSS feed for SoundCloud, so you can listen to the podcast on our website, and it will also have a direct link to the merch store. Now, for now, I think what I'm going to do is I will continue to use the same merch store that I use for my stream until I have time to set up a new merch store with brand new everything. Just because that's going to be a pain in the butt to set up, and I've got to import all of the shit that I've already made onto there and make new stuff. So for now, we'll keep it as is for the merch store. But that is, and again, that's going to be at a minimum a few days work for me. It could be a couple weeks. So sometime in the far future, eventually. And for a while, we'll probably leave it as a free URL. It'll probably have a, depending on what site I use, probably like a .weebly.com after OLIP. But eventually it'll just be olip.com because I do intend to at some point purchase that URL, and we will go from there.
Yeah. You know what I'm picturing with the merch too is like we could order a bundle of it, and me and Ian could do kind of like a video showcase, kind of like the Knife Guys infomercial stuff. That's my.
I would love that. That would be amazing.
I think Ian would be into that.
I hope so. Get him into anything, and I'll be excited about it. All right.
Ready.
So yeah, you got any closing thoughts for the show? This episode, and I do want to apologize for anybody watching it back or listening it back, because you're gonna miss about 20 minutes of content that I goofed up. I was muted, so it's either gonna be make no sense at all, or we're just gonna jump straight into Pokemon in the playback because I was muted for the first 20 minutes of the stream.
Yeah. So I guess closing thoughts. Tim, it's a good thing you started screwing with your audio at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's not working by the time the stream is going.
My God. And then Cody broke his.
Yeah. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear more about the new Pokemon game. That's mostly what I'm excited for right now. Need it.
Yeah. I wish I was excited about anything in gaming right now. I'm cautiously optimistic about everything. Like
ease yourself in.
Right, I want Anthem to be good. From everything I've seen, it's not. So I'm like, maybe they'll be able to fix it. I want the Division 2 to be good. I'm gonna get a free copy of it because my new CPU purchase. And I don't think it'll be good. I want it to be. I'm optimistic it'll be good, but I'm also
there's a lot of like new stuff, and it's like, oh, this is cool, and then I go to play it, and I'm like kind of bummed out. I'm like, I just want a new game to play. Like Apex Legends, I'm like, oh, I love this. But then on my PC, it's like just crazy, weird crashing issues that either I or one of my 2 other friends have, and it's like, I don't even want to play this now.
Yeah. And that's kind of like, there's just so many games where I'm like, I want it to be. Halo Infinite's a good example where tonight I'm like, I want this to be so good. I
Could be
just don't think it will. I have no faith at all.
Hard to have the expectations.
Well, and I think we've had so many games, and we talked about this last week a little bit. We've had so many games over the past few years that have been such letdowns. There's one that I'm even still playing. I still play Fallout 76. The absolute broken mess that it is, I still play it because I still enjoy the gunplay. I enjoy the crafting system. I do enjoy the world and the monsters. Despite everything, I still play the game. So it's
yeah, you got to find the fun where you can.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So
don't let anyone tell you the game's bad.
Yeah, well, let us tell you.
Ignore reviews, especially the ones that we're gonna start writing.
Now, don't ignore those ones. Like, only click on those links from now on, because at some point I'll have to set up an AdSense account for OLIP as well, and we'll figure out how that's gonna work. I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be an adventure.
Yeah, it'll be an adventure. So I'm gonna work on setting that up over the next between now and when I die. And yeah, we'll be back next week. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna shut the stream off for now because I have to do some technical stuff on my end before I start playing games. Justin, you going to bed? I'm guessing.
Hell yeah! I took a 3-hour nap before the show. Now I'm going to bed.
Yeah, so I think hopefully you and Cody are gonna be able to play games tomorrow.
Yeah,
OLIP Saturday?
Be available tomorrow night. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do how many people can play Deep Rock Galactic?
4 players.
There we go.
That's
we could
perfect.
do an OLIP night for that. And I'll be speaking of that, if you're watching the show back this weekend, Deep Rock Galactic is free on Steam. Looks pretty cool. We're gonna be checking it out. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. Justin, thank you for your time, my man.
Absolutely. Till next time.
All right. Bye.
Love you.